Okay, so we are back. Sorry about that interruption. It was, can I say, I don't know what it was. Hey, Bixie, good morning. There you go. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what happened. My computer just rebooted for no apparent reason. Yeah, sorry about that, Candy Cane Steve. I don't really know what happened. My computer just rebooted, and while it was rebooting, it decided to update, which it normally when it just reboots that way, like without warning, it always updates on the on the reboot. So I wonder if that is just the way Windows 10 reboots. And if that is the case, that is not a charming aspect of Windows 10. I do love Windows 10, however. I mean, Windows 10 is pretty cool. So, okay, let's what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab the image where I have the references for the characters and export that as a JPEG so that we can use it. Okay. You all right there, Pixie? Okay. So as I was saying before, I apologize in advance for all the noise and racket that you're going to hear in the background during today's broadcast. And the reason for that is that my stupid neighbor thinks that Monday morning is an excellent day to remodel his house, his apartment, whatever. So there's going to be a lot of noise. And, well, I mean, there's not really anything I can do. Okay, Pixie, are we going to behave today? Of course not. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to save this here. Oh no. Yeah, sure, let's replace that. Okay, so there we go. Now we are ready to open Manga Studio and get back to work. You ready to work, Pixie? Are you ready? Great. So let's just open this thing and go search for the reference image that we just opened. Actually, we can open it here so that we can use it. Okay, there we go. So here's our reference for the character that we will be drawing. It is the ninja, so... No, wait, it's actually the ranger. Which is supposed to have a buckler, but we're not going to be seeing the buckler because of the angle. We might see it in the other shot that we're going to see of the character. And we're also going to open a new window of this canvas. Oh, no, wait, but not of the same one. Okay. Yeah, we're going to open a new window of this canvas so you guys can see what we're working on. Like, no matter how much I zoom or anything like that. There we go. That's the ranger. Now, today, my objectives for today are actually to draw this ranger and the other one, the ninja. Both of them today. So, let's just get to it. As always, this is being recorded through Twitch, and it will show up on YouTube later. So if you want to check out this recording later on my YouTube channel, be sure to check me out there. What is the name of my YouTube channel anyway? Let's see. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this is probably very weird. But my YouTube channel is Obsidian Abnormal. And you can just check me out there. or you can just look up the Ministry of Abnormality. That should work pretty nice as well. Today we are working in Manga Studio. It is quite a nifty piece of software, and I particularly like it for penciling purposes because it simulates pencil very, very well. I would like to thank my good friend Omar Francia from Argentina. He's a comic artist from Argentina, insanely good, and he was the one that got me into Manga Studio in the first place. If you're not familiar with his work, you should definitely check it out. He's been an artist for Star Wars and Batman and Mass Effect and all sorts of stuff. He does some insane quality work and is an awesome guy, and he recommended Manga Studio for me. I decided to listen to him. He's not the only person that has recommended Manga Studio to me. It's been recommended to me before. But he was the one I finally decided to listen to, and I'm very glad I did, because it is a very, very nice program for what I'm doing right now, which is penciling. People tell me it's also very good for coloring, but I haven't really given it a shot when it comes to coloring. Now, another thing I'm doing right now is, you can see right here, I am monitoring my computer's temperature because I don't know why it just rebooted. Now, I'm thinking maybe the reboot is just Windows updating. But just in case it wasn't, I also am monitoring temperatures, although my computer does have a liquid cooling system, so temperature really shouldn't be a problem. But you never know. Okay, wait. Back to Manga Studio. Oh, wow, why did you... Okay, I don't know why this happened. Great. So, back to work. Okay, anyway, today, as always, we will be going all the way up until 11:40. Maybe a few minutes extra to compensate for, that lost time at the beginning. And, as always, we have a chat room that I will be paying as much attention to as is possible. And any questions or anything you want to say or talk to me, well, you can. I will answer as well as I can, in whatever capacity I have. And yeah, so you just get to see me here drawing for a good couple of hours, and wait, oh, sorry. I know these positions are weird, but you see, with a cat here, as I have, I don't know if you can see the cat, though. Can you see the cat? Yeah, you can see the cat there. It becomes a little bit difficult to manipulate things, but you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. Pixie is worth it, right, Pixie? Yes. Pixie knows. Okay, let's see if we can have a nice productive morning. Ah, okay. Okay, I see a question in the chat room by Cartier Misguided 90. Actually, I think that's spam. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. In the chat room, I just got a comment from a spam bot that at a first glance looks like a genuine question. And it says, by Cartier Misguided 90, which, okay, Cartier kind of gives it away. But you never know. Maybe there is somebody out there named Cartier. I bet there's a kid outside in the world called Rolex, so why not Cartier? Anyway, and he asks, or she, will you gamble with BTCs on stream anytime soon? Up until there, I thought it was a genuine question, and since I'm new to Twitch, I didn't know what they were talking about, and I thought, oh, okay, well, this is something I don't know about Twitch. I'm going to have to look into it. But then they follow up the question with, My suggestion for free Bitcoin gambling: deleted link or deleted link. And you see, spam bots, if you're listening, that's your problem. You see, you always give it away. Like, sometimes you do it very well. Sometimes you manage to ask that question that makes me doubt if you're a human being or not. But then you always give it away. You always give it away. You either post an obvious link or like you're over enthusiastic, and that's what gives you away. So spam bots, just come on, control your shit. You know, we could have, you know, I might just let you get into bed with me. I might just end up, you know, doing something I regret with you. But you always give it away. You're always too enthusiastic. Chill, man, chill. Bots can get very confusing. And that actually happens a lot on the website. Every now and then I see a comment that's like, that kind of sounds genuine, and then they just give it away. And every now and then I get spam comments that I actually am tempted to just let pass, because a lot of times spam comments are like just flattering. Like, they just flatter your website and say that it's awesome and it's good and everything, and every now and then, you know, just because of the ego, I kind of feel this temptation to let a spam comment slide because it's too flattering, and temptations. But I don't. So anyway, that was our first question of the day, courtesy of Cartier Misguided 90. 25-year-old spam bot with curiosity for BTCs, which I'm guessing has something to do with Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin still a thing? Like, do people still do that? Am I missing a huge business opportunity? Or is Bitcoin like the Amway of the internet? It's not the Amway of the internet, but it's still a thing. Okay. Thank you, Candy Cane Steve. Are you a bot? Are you a Scottish bot? Dogecoin? Wow, I am seriously out of the loop here. I have no idea what that is. Does that have anything to do... Dogecoin? Does that have anything to do with that dog? Because if it does, I would find that hilarious. Oh, there we have another spam bot. Really? It has something to do with that dog? Man, that would be so difficult for me to resist, because that dog is cute as hell. I bet that's what they're banking on. Okay, let's see something here. Let me check how we're doing here on the stream. Okay. I've never really... I always thought that dog was like just a meme, you know, just somebody dog that went viral, but apparently there's like a whole business then set up behind it. I don't know. Pixie, please stop swishing your tail. You're making it difficult for me to work. Okay, so as we work on the armor here, this should be a lot quicker than last week's warrior armor, because leather armor is always a lot quicker to draw than metal work. You know, you have a lot more freedom in the shapes and stuff. Okay. Let's check and see how we're doing. Do we have a healthy stream? It seems we do. Okay. So, well, you know, why don't we get started with some nice topics. If anybody has something they would like me to talk about, please feel free to ask. In the meantime, I'm going to ask you guys, how was your weekend? I know, well, so far... Oh, hello, Voltus. I didn't actually see your comment there. Okay, hello, Voltus. Good morning. Are you on the train or still at work? And, Candy Cane Steve, I know you were at a convention this weekend, weren't you? How'd that go? Hey, what's up, Pixie? Come on, lay down, relax, take a nap. Please lay down, it's very uncomfortable to work with you like that. Are you gonna kiss me? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Voltus is on the train home, and Candy Cane Steve was at a convention called Scotland Loves Anime, and he says it was really good. He really enjoyed the films they went to see. Nice stuff. Well, I do hope your weekend is off to a good start, everybody. Mine is, well, I had plans to go to the gym early this morning, but waking up early and getting out of the house is very difficult for me. I'm actually not bad at waking up early. I'm just very bad at getting out of the house early. So I woke up at 5:30 a.m. and then just thought like, it's Monday, you know, I'll just go to the gym in the afternoon. And I went back to sleep, and my whole plan was to go to the gym in the morning, early as possible, to get it through with, and you know, then just have like the rest of my day. But, well, you know, we're not exactly at our best mentally when we're just waking up, so yeah, there's that. Anyway, I'll figure it out somehow. What are you up to, Pixie? Come on, just lay down. You see, I need this hand. I need this hand. Okay. Oh, you want this hand. Well, it's yours. Okay. We just made it. Oh, okay, we're gonna take a bath. I kind of need to. What? I kind of need to pay attention to the screen. It's right there. It's behind you. Can I? No? Come on. Can I maybe... Okay, I'll just work on top of you. How's that? Okay, I'll just hug you like this, and, okay. So, No, but I kind of... You're... No. Okay, now my face is full of cat hair, for starters. And I really need to work with what's behind you, like... You seem to be looking at something outside. Maybe... No? Can I... Come on, really. You know I can't get rid of you. Or are you a cat? Okay, yeah, well, that's just my life, Pete. Pixie, you're covering the screen. I'm like looking in between your eyes here. It's like standing behind snowy Batman. You're very cute, though. Okay, just sit there as if this had nothing to do with you, yeah. Why don't you lay down? You're a cat. Laying down is kind of your thing. No, you want to sit up today, huh? Are you like going all diva on me? Like you just want people to see you? I know you're the star of the show. Like I know people mostly just tune in here to watch you. Like my art is just secondary. It's something in the background while they look at you, but... Oh, okay. Where are we going now? Ah, come on. No, you can't... You can't go over there. That's where the other screen is, and you can't sharpen your claws on a screen. I've told you guys about this before. Pixie has this weird obsession with sharpening her claws on one of my screens. I don't know why she does it. Okay. Okay, wow. Yeah, give me a minute here. I need to figure this out. Okay, okay, let's just get through with it and okay, yeah. So anyway, yeah, Pixie has this strange obsession with sharpening her claws on my other screen, and I don't know why. And the weird thing is she only does it when I'm doing this kind of stuff. And my theory is that she's just very jealous. She doesn't like it when I pay attention to stuff that are not her. So it's just her way of saying, like, pay attention to me and not to these screens and things. I don't think she realizes that this stuff pays the rent. Okay, we good? We good there? Okay, that I can live with. It's not the most comfortable way to work. And now, like, come on, Pixie. You know, you're really making this broadcast just about me struggling with you, right? You do realize this, right? Like, this whole broadcast just became about me fighting my cat for desk supremacy. Now the screen is all filled with hair. Now what am I supposed to do? I'm bald. My life shouldn't be this hairy. Yes. Okay, so, yeah, my difficulties... Oh, now you're just gonna sit there. Now you're just gonna sit there as if nothing happened. You are such a cat. It's like you're the cattiest cat ever. Okay, let's focus a little. Let's make sure the webcam is grabbing Pixie. Now you can see this kind of fur sausage I have right here. This is Pixie. Now she's kicking me. You know, Pixie, you make me feel like a little kid complaining to my viewers. Like, Pixie's kicking me, and Pixie won't let me work. You're ruining my image. I'm supposed to be a badass. How can I be a badass with you? Like, there's no badasses with a white snowy cat lying... Okay, maybe I could be a supervillain. Okay, maybe I could be a James Bond villain. Okay, people, come on, Pixie, don't. Okay. You're about to fall asleep, aren't you? I feel you've accomplished your mission, now you're gonna fall asleep. Do we really want to be the Twitch YouTube channel that's just about an artist arguing with his cat? Fine. Fine, ignore me. But if we get famous for this, and we start making tons of money, just because I'm a crazy dude that argues with his cat all day, stop swooshing your tail on the keyboard. Well, I don't know what. Like, I suppose that wouldn't be that bad, but... Okay, well, that was, And you see, this is not really an ideal way to work, because this way of working, I have to, like, hunch over Pixie to get on the screen. And it's highly inconvenient. Because, oh, well, that's cute. See, she's grabbing my t-shirt right there. But yeah, I have to hunch over her so I can reach the screen, and this is horrible for my back. But I think people need a better view of you. What can we do for that? Well, I guess Okay. Okay, Voltus, you say you're a Bond villain since the beginning of the year. Please, tell us more about that. How are you a Bond villain? Yeah, I'm curious. How are you a Bond villain? Oh, wow, you drive a Jaguar? That is so cool. Wow, how come you haven't shown any pictures of it? Any photos? I mean, at least I haven't seen any. Oh, okay, Candy Cane Steve says he's too cheerful to be a Bond villain. I'm not. I could be a Bond villain any day. I am like the most... I'm like that neighbor that the children, like call, like, old man... You know, old man O, he's always bitter and angry and yelling at the kids. That's me. That's me, and I have absolutely no regrets. I will yell at kids to get off my lawn. I do not care. Hey, where are you going? Okay. Bye, Pixie. You gonna go have some breakfast or something? There she goes. Hey, Pixie. Where are you going? You alright there? Yeah, you look like you want a more comfortable sleeping space. So you just go ahead and... You do you, Pixie. Okay, okay, let's continue. Pixie has decided to allow us to work. She's probably just gonna go have something to eat for breakfast and get on with her own day. I'm sure she's a very busy cat. Okay. Now let's get started with our day. Okay, so we have somebody new in the chat room called Lotiu. Lotiu, okay. And I'm guessing maybe it's a student of mine because comment of, hey everybody, the teacher's trying to concentrate. Okay. Man, I just realized I made a huge mistake. Kind of sat down to do this broadcast without anything to drink. In about 5 or 10 minutes, I'll take a short couple of minute break to go grab something to drink. I was gonna make my daily shake. Every single day I have I make breakfast shake made out of banana, egg whites, and oatmeal. And today I didn't have any bananas, so I didn't have my breakfast shake. I did have breakfast, however. You know, I did enjoy breakfast. I had some eggs and toast. Very, very mundane breakfast. Those damn tunnels. Why do trains have to go to through tunnels? So, how was everybody's weekend? I'll tell you a little bit about mine, since after all, you know, I'm just here talking to myself most of the time. I had a pretty relaxed weekend. I got very, very, very little work done, but then again, it was the weekend, and I work all week. So, you know, why not? On Saturday, I went to the movies and saw Guillermo del Toro's new movie, Crimson Peak. And it was a very, very Guillermo del Toro movie. I love Guillermo del Toro. He is like one of my favorite cinema artists, I guess I would put it that way. I absolutely love Guillermo del Toro, and I absolutely love everything he does. But this weekend, I realized while watching Crimson Peak that I love more what his stuff looks like than his stories per se. So far, my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie is Espinazo del Diablo, or I think in English it was translated as The Devil's Backbone. Or Pan's Labyrinth. I mean, he has some amazing movies. Crimson Peak is alright, but it's not his best. It's not his best movie. It's not his best movie visually, although it is beautiful. It is, it's stunning, really. I mean, it's real pretty. It's not his best, although it is, the setting is very imaginative and very cool. But the story is, it's I mean, it's not bad. It's just not really, like, the movie had a lot more potential than what it did with its story. And look at me, I'm reviewing movies now. Okay. But anyway, yeah. The other thing about the movie is that it kind of has these ghosts. It has these awesome ghosts, right? And by the time the movie's done, you realize that the ghosts were completely unnecessary to the movie. Like, they serve absolutely no purpose to the movie. And, like, if you've seen, if you watching or listening have seen Crimson Peak because you're watching it in the future, I mean, we're watching this broadcast sometime in the future. By the way, it's October 19th, 2015. And I have an itchy nose because Pixie swooshed their tail in my face. Anyway, if sometime in the future you go and watch Crimson Peak, by the time the movie's over, ask yourself if those ghosts were actually necessary. And you just have to say no. Like, the movie could have not had any of the ghosts that it has, and it would have been the exact same thing. I mean, just without the ghosts. Which I know sounds like kind of stupid, but it's true. Like, the ghosts do not move the plot forward in any significant way. The ghosts do not do anything of any significance that the character could not just have figured out without them. And yeah, like, I thought it was I thought it was a little bit of a waste in many ways, the movie, because yeah, I mean, it has these visually awesome ghosts. It has this incredible set piece that's really cool. It has a great actor like Tom Hiddleston. Well, at least my girlfriend loves him. But then again, most women on the planet seem to love him. But yeah, I thought it was very wasted. I thought the ghosts were a complete waste. The set piece was a complete waste. The movie takes place in like this English old mansion that is set on red clay and is sinking, and so the red clay kind of seeps out to the surface when it snows, and that's why they call it Crimson Peak, because it all turns red at a certain time of the year. And so like the clay, this red clay is prominent all through the movie. It's like the whole movie is like, as soon as they're in England, because they're not in England the first half of the movie, I guess, or the first third of the movie, they're not in England. But as soon as they're in England, this clay thing is like very prominent, but they never really do anything with it. Like, there's this whole setting of red clay and bloody snow and all this kind of thing, and nothing ever gets done with it. Like, nothing at all. There's these ghosts from the very beginning of the movie, but they're just background. Like, the ghosts don't do anything. The ghosts don't... the ghosts are absolutely irrelevant to the movie. The setting is absolutely irrelevant to the story. Completely unnecessary. So, yeah. Okay, you see a question in the chat room by Lotu asking, do I have a concept model there? Let me see what you mean. No, I mean, well, these are the designs for the characters that I made, and the client chose this one, so, you know, the design is already done. Now we're just working on the final kind of drawing of the character. So yeah, I mean, we did do our sketches and all that kind of stuff, and now we just kind of going on the finished version while you guys watch and I listen to some nice Bon Jovi. Yeah, unfortunately I can't play music for you guys, but right now on my headphones I'm listening to Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer, and so yeah, that's what's going on here. Oh, good morning, Yodel. How are you today? Let me see what's going on the cell phone here. Okay. Oh, and good morning, Mo. Oh, it's awesome to see a nice, healthy chat room. Mao here is also an artist. He's a colleague from the university. Also an artist, pretty brilliant too. You guys should definitely follow him on, or wherever he wants you to follow him. I follow him mostly through Instagram. But yeah, he's a pretty brilliant artist. I highly recommend his work. Who knows? Maybe if someday, if he's feeling up to it, he can do a. We can do a nice little joint broadcast here. Have us draw live for you guys together. I think that would be a pretty interesting thing. Okay, let's see. Ah, there you go. So Mao Draws here is a fellow artist from the university. He has an Instagram account, which is Mao Draws. There you go. If you want to check out his work, he has a very clean, kind of expressive line and a very interesting use of colors. So if you want to check out another artist, I definitely recommend that you check him out. And yeah, maybe someday we can organize a nice little broadcast with a guest. I'll have to check and see how we can do like a. How we can do that. How we can maybe do a nice joint broadcast. Oh, and good morning, Gildebrand. Here we are. For those watching, Gildebrand is the client in question for this image. So, you know, kind of like the boss. The boss right now, at least. And today we are working on the Ranger. Well, that's a nice healthy chat room, so let's get to chatting. Anybody have any questions, something you would like me to talk about? I'm very excited today about the Star Wars trailer that supposedly we're going to see today. That movie just looks better and better, each and every single thing that I see about it. The poster that came out last week looks incredible. I love that they went with the classic poster style. It would have been stupid if they hadn't, you know. Oh, it's oh yeah, of course it's afternoon. I don't actually know where you are. But then again, I actually like that about most of my clients. I don't know where they are. But now, since you say it's afternoon, I'm gonna guess you're somewhere in Europe. You know what? Why don't we do that? Why don't we go old school here on our little chat room, and we do a nice little location check. Where is everybody? Unless, of course, you are not at liberty to say, in which case we completely understand. But if you're okay and at liberty to say where you are, let's do a nice little location check. See where our viewers are from. Okay, so we got people in Scotland, Sweden, Colombia, Medellin, where I am, and Bern, Schweiz. I guess that's how you pronounce that, I guess. And of course, Lotiu, I did actually know it was you. Lotiu is an old college classmate. Also here from Medellin, I think. From Medellin, I'm guessing. I don't know if you're still here though. Okay. So wow, we got people. Oh, we even have Massachusetts, USA. I didn't think we would get a lot of American viewers due to the hour at which we're doing this, but it's nice to know that we got some morning people. Let me check. I always love to know where people are from because, well, a lot of times it's just interesting to see, like, you know, it's just how the internet works, how, like, suddenly there's people from places you never even imagined. And it's also fun when it turns out that people are just, like, right here from where you are. You don't, like, I live in I wouldn't call it a small town, but, you know, it's a city where it's easy to run into people you know. Okay, so I see a question in the chat room. I wanted to ask you, what tabletop role-playing game are you currently playing DMing? Unfortunately, right now I am without a group or without time to handle a group. But the current game that holds my interest the most is Pathfinder. Pathfinder was my last incursion into the whole tabletop gaming thing, and it's the one I'm still ready to play. So, like, you know, if somebody were to like organize a gaming session right now, I'd probably move towards, you know, I'd probably move it towards Pathfinder. So yeah, but unfortunately, you know, life is life gets in the way. And my old role-playing group, the one you see on the webcomic every now and then, we haven't played together for quite a while. Life kind of got in the way of everything, and people just kind of went their separate ways. We all lost touch. You know, we're still, I mean, we're not angry at each other. We didn't, like, fight or anything, but you know, we definitely don't hang out anymore, and, you know, that's just life. You know, it kind of happens. But yeah, you know, right now I'm kind of just not tabletop gaming because right now I live a very, I guess I would say a very hermit life. But it was Pathfinder that inspired the Word Tiger sessions? No. When I show the webcomic, like when we play in the webcomic, it's all inspired on the gaming campaigns I had with that specific group, which was all D&D 3rd edition. So if we're talking about the webcomic is all based on D&D 3rd edition. Nowadays, I show it as if it were Pathfinder because, well, if you want the D&D 3rd edition flavor, right now the closest thing you can find is Pathfinder. So I keep the webcomic kind of as if it were Pathfinder because that's the one that currently is the most like the D&D I used to play. If in the webcomic I showed like us playing D&D and people, because I have to admit, okay, so when people write to me, like I get a lot of messages from people saying that they either got into playing or like were interested in gaming because of the webcomic. And I think that's amazing. Like, those are some of the best emails I ever receive. I love it. It makes me feel so good to know that maybe somewhere somebody started gaming because of me. I love it. I love it. So when I show the role-playing game on the webcomic, I always try for it to be Pathfinder, because even though back then we were playing D&D 3rd edition, right now, if you were to see the comic and say, hey, I wanna do that, I wanna play, and if you went for D&D, you wouldn't get the experience that I'm showing. Like, you wouldn't get that experience. You would get a completely different experience. You would get something that is not what I'm trying to show when I show role-playing games. I still love D&D. Dungeons and Dragons will always be, like, special to me and to all the people like me that grew up with it. And I love it. And I'm pretty sure D&D 5th edition is a lot of fun. But it is not the game I grew up playing. And it's not that I don't want things to change. I'm okay with change. I can adapt. It's not that I don't want things to change. It's not that it's not that I don't want things to change. It's not that... It's none of those things. It's more a matter of, okay, this is not the game that I was made to love. So yeah, so that's why normally the webcomic shows it as Pathfinder, because if somebody were to see it and say, hey, I want to try that out, Pathfinder is what you want to try out. D&D 5th edition is not the game that I'm showing. And Ildebrandt, yeah, we definitely could see that message. Why don't you try... Well, the thing is, you put the word well before putting at Voltus 74. So how about you try it again? Because, hey, I'm all for this experimentation. How about you try it again, but this time write at Voltus 74 before you write anything else. Maybe that'll work. So, Yodel, in response to your question, unfortunately, right now I'm not playing anything. I am playing video games, and I'm kind of looking for video games that give me that kind of satisfy that role-playing game itch. Like I spoke last week, I'm currently very tempted to start playing Diablo 3. I know it's nothing like playing a role-playing game, but you know, if it satisfies my fantasy itch, then, you know, I'm good. I'm also very interested in Divinity Original Sin and what's the other one? Divinity Original Sin and I forget the name of the other one that's like Divinity Original Sin. But basically these games that are supposed to have that very classic RPG vibe, very similar to Planescape Torment, which, by the way, was like, for me, Planescape Torment was like my golden age of Planescape Torment was my golden age of gaming. It was and remains to be my favorite role-playing game setting. So yeah, you know. It will always be my favorite, and that's why, even though he went in like such a different direction with his art and all, Tony DiTerlisi is always going to be one of my favorite fantasy artists. I mean, right now he's very, very different. He's still brilliant, though. But he went in a very different direction. He's definitely not a role-playing game kind of... I mean, he's not what you would expect in a role-playing game anymore. But he was the artist that pretty much defined what Planescape was to me. So that will always... You know, I love his work in Planescape. It was so different and so refreshing that, you know. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's an interesting question. What's the greatest genius idea I've ever witnessed from a party member in a tabletop role-playing game? You know, in all honesty, the best times I've ever had while role-playing have to be the stupidest. Like, I have to admit, like the, you know, like there's been some brilliant stuff and all that kind of stuff, but my favorite memories from role-playing games have to be the stupidest moments ever, like the most insane, dumb things that just made us laugh for hours and kind of interrupted the whole game. I think those would be my favorite moments from our sessions. And those are kind of like the least epic, maybe, in a way. Like, I remember this one time, the players were exploring a haunted tower. And when they got to the top of the tower, they saw that there was a necromancer there. And the necromancer had this huge cauldron in which he was throwing corpses into to do a sort of summoning, a demonic summoning. And one of the players, who is actually not one of the characters in the comic, he decided that he wanted to that he was going to jump in. He thought that it would give him powers, and he just jumped in and died. And it was like, you know, when you say it, like those moments are all awesome. The thing is that when you say them the way I'm saying them right now, they're not really that amazing, but we just laughed so hard at it because it was like this whole process of us making sure this is what this guy wanted and all that. And that same character, like, he gave us a lot of laughs throughout that session. I think one of the moments that made me laugh the most was, this one was with Bate. Bate was famous in our circle for being the role-playing game asshole. He was truly, truly, truly an asshole. And one time we invited some people to play with us. You know, some people that were just kind of getting into role-playing games, and we just invited them. You know, like, hey, you know, come check it out, come see what it's all about, see if you want to have fun. Now, Bate... Wait. Okay. Now, the thing about Bate is that Bate was not a nice player, and he did not like new people. He was like one of those people that thought that role-playing game should be, like, he didn't want to share his hobby. And, you know, I'm cool with that. You know, if some things are more enjoyable just because you're the only one that's enjoying them. I know that. It happens with music, it happens with a lot of things. Not everybody likes to share. Well, but they definitely did not like to share. And so, one time, we were playing with these new people. They were just trying it out, and so I'm the kind of DM that likes to try and justify everything within the story. So when these people came along, I made up this whole kind of story about how they would kind of like meet. They and then these new people would meet, and I built the whole setting, the whole situation where these guys would meet and kind of get an opportunity to go on a small adventure together. Well, I set up the whole thing, but they and like the original party were walking down some road, and these other people were running. I mean, this story is also very convoluted the way I tell it because it was such a long time ago. But anyway, so these people were running from some sort of danger. I can't remember what. Now, the idea was to do like this whole Lord of the Rings thing where they're walking on the road and the other people are running from this danger, and they bump into each other, and they sort of their paths kind of cross, and an adventure starts there. Just we met each other on the road, and that's where our adventure started. Well, as soon as these people bump into each other, but they decides that he's very jumpy, and he just attacks. Like he he's surprised. He attacks right away. He attacks full force, and he rolls a natural 20. He hits these people full force, natural 20, but not with his axe. He just kind of punches them. Just gut reaction, punch these guys. Actually, it was like 2 girls and a guy. So anyway, yeah, he just gut reaction, punches them, rolls a natural 20, and these people roll. These people fail their roll. End of the story is he kills them. Like he kills these people. He punches them to death because they scared him while he was on the road. And yeah, like these people were so angry. Like they were really pissed off. They were not happy about this. They actually got very angry and decided not to play anymore. So yeah, that was and the funny thing is, that's not the only time it happened. Later on, we got somebody new to play with us called Nicolas, and he went to play with us, and again, I tried to introduce him to the group, but they decided that he was freaked out by him, punched him to death again. But this time, Nicolas was a friend, and he was definitely decided that he wanted to play with us. So he just kind of, it was his first action. His first action in the game was getting punched to death by Bate, and we kind of just, okay, that's what happened. Let's roll a new character, and there you go. Welcome to D&D. So I think those are my favorite moments, like from the game. The moments where things didn't work out as planned. Like we had plenty of moments where, like we were on awesome adventures and things did go as planned, and like amazing feats were accomplished, and dragons were slain, and liches were vanquished, and all that kind of stuff through incredible feats of ingenuity and stuff like that. But to be honest, the times I would have the most fun were the times when we were most stupid. Cousin Al's character was Were Tiger, but later on he played half demon, and as a half demon, he was truly a half demon. I mean, he was not a pretty sight. He was like this huge 2.5 meter tall dude with like bat wings and stuff like that. And he was playing this character, and he was actually playing him as if he were completely stupid. So one time we were playing Planescape, and they wanted to infiltrate like a faction house. And Cousin Al decided that the best way to infiltrate it would be to disguise themselves as sensates. Now, if you don't play Planescape Torment, sensates are a faction of people that are like hedonists. You know, they basically think that sensation and feeling through the senses is the ultimate goal and the ultimate everything. So they were going to infiltrate the faction of sensates, and so no, they were going to infiltrate the faction as sensates. And so Cousin Al decided that since he was a hedonist, he was just going to dress himself up as a hot woman. So we're talking about a 2.5 meter tall demon, horns and everything, with gigantic kind of torn bat wings. And I think he even had this aura of because we did like this absurd tiefling character, so he had like this aura of black smoke that surrounded him at all time. And yet he wore a dress and makeup and stuff, and decided to dress himself up as a hot woman to infiltrate the faction. Of course, as soon as he goes inside the place, his cover's blown because nobody was going to buy the fact that he was a hot woman, and so he just had to murder everybody. So, you know, those are like my favorite moments of role-playing games, the stupidest moments of all. And those are actually the ones I love drawing the most. Like, there's epic stuff and there's stupid stuff, and I love the combination of them. You know, like when I get these emails about situations in role-playing games that were just absolutely stupid, I love them. Yeah, I suppose the quotes were there for a reason. So, okay, come on, give me another question. See, that one made me talk for a while. Okay, we're almost done with this character. Awesome. Wow, my favorite kinds of commissions to draw. Actually, that's not that difficult a question, you know? My favorite kinds of commissions are the ones that involve perspective. They're very rare. They're not very common. I don't get them a lot. But yeah, my favorite kinds of commissions are the ones that involve perspective. I love drawing scenery. It's my favorite thing to do. But not like stupid concept art scenery where it's just like this landscape seen from afar or anything like that. No, I love scenery that involves perspective. So those are my favorite, like beyond a doubt. beyond any doubt, my favorite stuff to draw is perspective, and my favorite commissions are the ones that involve it. I love drawing characters, of course. I do. And maybe one of the reasons I love drawing perspective so much is because I receive commissions for it so little. You know, who knows if I would be as enthusiastic about it if it were all I did. But yeah, that's an easy one. My favorite thing to draw is perspective, and my favorite commissions are the ones that involve it. Naturally, I use perspective in everything. Like, even this image has its polygon right here, like it's perspective. Like, perspective is always going to be present. But yeah, those are my favorites. After that, after perspective, I would have to say that my favorite kind of stuff to draw is stuff that involves movement. I'm sorry, dynamic characters, like you see here. You know, these characters are moving; they're doing stuff. They are involved in a sequence of action, which is what I like to do. To be honest, my least favorite type of commission to draw is the one where people are just posing. They're just kind of standing there doing nothing, just pose images. I don't like those. I don't really like those. I prefer action shots. I prefer images that involve action. So yeah, I think those would be like, yeah, perspective and action shots, movement. Oh, there is something else that I love to do, but it's a little bit more ambiguous. It's a little bit more ambiguous, but I also love a challenge. And I say it's ambiguous because, like, it's difficult to define, like, what is a challenge and what isn't, you know? But I love a challenge. I love being challenged, and I love it when I receive a commission that just makes me go like, how the fuck am I going to draw that? That actually happens with this commission. I mean, it's a very, very complicated, huge image, and there's a lot of stuff going on in it. And I was actually thinking about it this morning as I showered, as I frequently do in the shower, you know, reflect upon life and things. But I was thinking about it, like, okay, you know, because I'm the kind of artist that likes to question what he does, so I am the kind of artist that at this point in an image will ask himself if I'm doing, like, the best option possible, like if I can do it better at this point or not. And if I decide that I can do it better, I'll start over. I don't care. I will start over if I decide that I can do it better. But anyway, yeah, I was in the shower kind of asking myself, okay, am I doing this image the best I can? Is there a better option? And I love that. I love that sensation because that's what I love to do. Like, to me, art is not just about drawing. And to me, art is not just about, like, putting pencil on paper or pencil on tablet and going at it. But to me, art is also about thinking and assuming the challenge of what you're doing. You know, it's not just about drawing. It's about ingenuity and seeing what kind of awesome stuff you can come up with next and all that kind of stuff. That's what I love about this. So I actually love to just sit down and think about it for a while and see if I'm doing the best I can. So when a commission comes along that it's like challenging and makes me wonder if I'm going to be able to pull it off, I love that. I love that sensation, and I just jump at it. And I'll even admit, like, I've taken some commissions that later on I've thought, like, oh, why did I take this? This is boring as hell. But I take them because sometimes when I get the commission, I feel like it's going to be a challenge, so I jump at it immediately. I guess maybe that's a weakness or something, but I will jump at any challenge that comes my way. And as an artist, there is nothing more exciting for me than something that I'm not sure if it's going to work out. I'm not the best artist in the world. There's plenty of artists way better than me at all times, in all fields, in all everything. Like, there's plenty of people better than me. But and I clarify this because I like to clarify these things before I give like art advice. Like, you know, I'm not giving art advice because I think I'm the best. But I will give advice to artists, and if I were to give advice to artists after saying everything I just said, I would say some of the best advice I can give to artists is to not be afraid. As in, you know, just always jump at a challenge. You know, if there's something you're not sure, if there's something you think that maybe won't work, if there's something that you have doubts if you're going to be able to draw that, jump at that shit right away, because that's the exciting stuff. That's the awesome stuff, and that's the stuff that'll make you grow as an artist. I guess that holds true for every single profession also. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned with art, jump at the stuff that you're not sure about. Draw stuff that you're not sure if you can do it well. Take any challenge that comes your way, and that would be, yeah, that's like one of my favorite things to do. Just draw stuff that I'm not entirely sure about. So yeah, I guess that's a very long-winded answer to your question, but then again, you guys know my style. I'm not one to be short on words, especially since I'm the only one talking here. Oh, that's, you're absolutely welcome, Mom. I don't like giving unsolicited advice, but if somebody asks for it, they'll get it. Okay, let's see what else we got. As an added challenge, how would you animate this commission? Actually, okay, and the question continues, what other commission have you drawn you thought, damn, this would be awesome if it was moving? I've actually done that. I'm not sure if you've seen, but I have actually done that. I drew a cat girl a while back that had animation to it, and I drew a fighter, a warrior called Lazarus that also had animation to it. And that was actually a service I was offering to clients back then. I stopped offering it. I stopped offering it because, well, of course I had to charge a little bit extra for it. So I stopped offering it because people were just not. I mean, they were interested, they just were not interested in paying a little bit extra for that. So, you know, you kind of go where the market takes you, and I saw that, you know, people liked it. People thought it was awesome, but they were not into the idea of paying more for it. So, you know, I kind of stopped with that idea. But I have done it. I have done it before, and I can still do it. Now, in the case of this image, well, let's see. Okay, let's remove this and this. And then, how do you see this at full screen? Interesting. Okay, maybe if I press tab? Oh, that's... Okay, so here we have the image that we're working on. Okay, wait. Wait. Ah, damn it. Okay, it's pretty obvious that I'm not a Manga Studio expert. Okay, so this image that we have right here, how would I animate it? In all honesty, like, this image in particular, if I had to animate it, I would have, I can't. Not because of, not because I'm not able to, but because I think in this case it's safe to say that we should have, like, if I were to animate it, it would have been something to plan from the beginning. You know, not some, like, improvised animation at the end as an afterthought. But yeah, you know, I change the complete planning of the image. I'd probably go for let's see, what would I do? I'd probably make the dragon coming out of the acid. That's probably what I would do. I'd make the dragon coming out of the acid. And it would be a lot of work. Like, don't get me wrong, this would be a lot of work. But I would love it. I would love it. I'm not an animator, and I don't want to be an animator. I'm not interested in animation per se, but I am very interested in motion graphics. And yeah, I mean, I could probably do that. I could probably make an animated version of this kind of popping out of the swamp. You know, the acid swamp. Let's not call it a swamp, it's an acid swamp. But yeah, it would have had to been planned from the beginning. And from the beginning I would have done it. Like the dragon kind of emerging from the water, from the acid, sorry. And these guys wouldn't be so much attacking at that moment, more as they would be kind of reacting to that. So yeah, that's how I would do it, and yeah, like if anybody listening is ever curious about like movement with images, I'm happy to work on commissioned images that involve movement. Now, that being said, okay, I was actually going to continue to that question, Mao, so there you go. Okay, now, Photoshop offers some very, very, very basic animation possibilities if you want to make like a minimal thing, like an animated GIF. And that's basically just, well, I'm not in Photoshop. But yeah, Photoshop offers some very... Oh wow, I hadn't saved this whole time? Okay. I'm saving. So yeah, we're going to have to pause the broadcast while I save. I mean, not pause the broadcast, but... Okay, there we go. Oh man, these solid-state drives are just the best, aren't they? Like, saving in Manga Studio was one of those things I was not enjoying, because saving takes a little bit too long. But with a solid-state drive, saving is just amazing. Takes no time at all. Okay, anyway. So, as I was saying, Photoshop offers basic animation tools, a timeline and stuff like that, if you want to make, like, an animated GIF or something like that. And I know it's pronounced GIF, but, hey, we've all been saying GIF all our lives, so, you know, fuck you. Anyway, yeah, Photoshop offers those tools. But if I want to do like a little bit more complex movement, I go to After Effects. Adobe After Effects. And if you're interested in that, it's something I've experimented with a little bit. And it's a very, very nice program, Adobe After Effects. I highly recommend it. And for that purpose of like doing basic motion graphics, it is probably the best. If you want to do like pure animation, then you're definitely on the wrong channel. I'm not an animator, nor do I ever intend to be. That's just a completely different craft, I guess I would say. You know, just full-blown animation. But if you want to do like motion graphics with your illustrations, you can actually just do it in After Effects. And the cool thing is that you work on the image through Photoshop, and then you can take that image into After Effects, and they just kind of synergize very well. In case you want to see anything like what I'm talking about, the best example I can think of is League of Legends login screens. The League of Legends login screens are beautiful, and they're animated to be motion graphics, and they're made in Adobe After Effects. So yeah, if you want an example of what I'm talking about, that would be like, that's kind of the sort of stuff I would love to do. But unfortunately, in order to do that, I would need clients to want that. And it's difficult because it takes time. You know, it takes time, it takes learning and all that stuff. So, okay, Kaito asks, out of curiosity, have I tried motion artists? I have not. Please tell me more. I am always looking for programs that will make my life easier, so definitely tell me about it, please. Because if it is what the name suggests it is, that sounds like an awesome piece of software. So please tell us. We have to wait for the chat room too. Okay, Kaito says, I haven't tried it, although I have it installed. It's from the same people who brought you Manga Studio. Okay, and is it like for what? Is it for the type of images that I'm describing? That delay in the chat room is just tons of fun, isn't it? I believe, okay, Kaito answers, I believe so, they have a separate product for doing animation. I'm definitely going to have to look it up. You know, if After Effects is an amazing piece of software, and it's real good, but it's intimidating for a person that's never used it before. If they have a product, and of course it has a lot of functions and functionality and possibilities that I'm just not using. So if this is a product that manages to do what After Effects does, is easier to use, and is probably simpler because I don't need like all the stuff that After Effects does, this is definitely something that could be a game changer for me. So I'm definitely going to look it up, and if it is like a good possibility and ends up helping with my work and all that kind of stuff, I definitely thank you. I love these recommendations. And they have a free trial. Great. Okay, I'm going to take a 2-minute break to get something to drink. So let me just write here that I'm going to be taking a little break. Wait, I should focus this. No, let's actually leave that there. Okay, and let's just say that I'm going to be right back. Getting a drink. Okay, be right back. Okay. So today I'm drinking just iced tea. Nothing special, really. Okay, let's see what happened in the chat room while I was gone. Voltus says that he had to switch to the phone. Twitch doesn't like the tablet. So now I'm just curious about what tablet you have. Wait, I should erase this. This is not part of the commission. No, it's just... Okay, oh, okay, let's see if we can kick that guy out. Can I? Yeah, you can. Okay, great. Wait, sorry. I forgot to put my cell phone in silence. Okay, so I have banned the spam bot. I didn't even know I could ban people. There you go. I have exercised my powers. Isn't this like super erotic? Like how powerful I am. Okay, Okay, Kaito says that the only program they've used to make animation is GIMP. I highly recommend Photoshop for making animated GIFs. It is so easy, so simple, and it's really effective. I love Photoshop for making GIFs, and I do it all the time. I actually love Photoshop as a classic animation tool because with the layers and all that kind of stuff, you can really kind of do your job easily and then just import it to After Effects and stuff like that. And I would never animate in Flash. Flash is a blight that needs to be destroyed. Flash is the worst. I hate Flash. I'm never... Oh no, I would never use Flash. So yeah, stay away from Flash, kids. It's not good company. We don't like them. Yeah, stay away. Okay, so Kaito says that Gibbs advantage is that it's free. Yeah, I can agree to that advantage. And that's all I have to say about that. Okay, I just realized I haven't actually designed this gauntlet. So let's see what we can come up with here. Interesting. I like this. Okay. Yes, Flash absolutely needs to die. And at first, like, I learned Flash when I was in the university. I was in the university 13 fucking years ago. Back then, Flash was pretty awesome. I learned it and I loved it. And I have grown to hate it because it has overstayed its welcome. It is insecure, it is a resource hog, it is unstable, and there's really nothing it does that other programs don't do better. So whoever is still using Flash at this moment is just being stubborn and unwilling to change and probably just afraid to change. So yeah, the only reason people use Flash now is because of their own little their own stubbornness, I guess, and their own fears to just learn a different program. There's absolutely nothing Flash does at this moment that other programs don't do better. And seeing that it's a security risk, there's no reason to use it. And there's no reason to tolerate people using it either. Like, I don't, like, right now, this computer doesn't have Flash installed. And, like, there are some websites that use it. AnyMeeting, for example, is something I use a lot for my online classes, and it uses Flash. But I don't have Flash Player installed on my computer. And I will not install it on my computer. I see somebody in the chat room. Okay. Well, good morning, Milo. Or Milo. Okay. So yeah, that was my little rant against Flash. And if you're using Flash, if you're an artist and you're using Flash, you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem if you're one of those people that still insist on using Flash. Because it's because of people of you, like you, that other people feel justified in using Flash. So yeah, stay away from Flash, kids. Okay, bye, Candy Cane Steve. Have a good meeting. Okay, so yeah, that was my rant against Flash. Now, in order to get the taste of Flash out of my mouth, why don't you give me another question and we can forget all about that awful, awful program. Flash, not even once. Yeah. I agree, not even once, please. I need to fix this here. Okay. This gauntlet has problems here. So let's fix them. Okay, how are the cats doing? That's easy. Okay, Pixie is there on top of the CPU. You can see her. Hey, Pixie. Pixie, you asleep? There you go. Hello. Oh, you don't look very happy. I'm sorry I woke you up. Go back to sleep. I'm sorry. Oh, she does not look happy. Okay. So let's slowly move the camera back here. Okay. Sorry, Pixie. Yeah, you look very unhappy. Okay. And the other cats, I don't really know. They're probably just sleeping around the place. You know? It's a big apartment. They have plenty of room. They have plenty of room. So. Sorry, Pixie. She gave me the most, like, annoyed look I have ever seen. Like she even had like a curled lip and everything. Like those people that really just hate getting woken up. funny because I've had students like that, and I've had students like that at the university that are asleep in class, and when I wake them up, they actually get pissed off at me for waking them up. Like, there's people that are annoyed by being woken up that much that they'll get pissed off at their teacher for waking them up in class. There's people that are just not made to be woken up, I guess. Oh, there we go. That's a much better shape for that gauntlet. Yeah. One time, about 3 or 4 semesters ago, actually, Mao here in the chat room, he was in that class. He's not the student in question, though. A student fell asleep, and when I woke her up, she was like, I suppose she was sleeping very deeply. But when I woke her up, she actually jumped and insulted me. You know, like as if like one of her brothers or sisters had woken them up or something. She jumped up and insulted me, and immediately like rolled to the side and went back to sleep. And when she did that, she kind of realized where she was, and she stayed there for a second, like lying on the table with her eyes wide open, but clearly just shocked at her own self, and then proceeded to get up with a, jump up, this time for real, and apologize like profusely for a while. Oh man, it was so funny. Like, Mao was there. Mao here in the chat room was there. He can testify that I'm not lying, that this is true. I once woke up a student, she jumped up, insulted me, rolled to the side, and went back to sleep. It was hilarious. Well, thank you, Mao. You just made me sound like a complete liar. Thank you, Mao. Okay, Mao in the chat room says he doesn't remember that. Thank you. Well, okay. Well, this was around the end of the semester, so maybe Mao doesn't remember it because around the end of the semester, he was also in that situation. He wasn't falling asleep in class, but they were like in their finals, so they were all like very sleepy and not paying a lot of attention and stuff like that. And so I had this student, I'm not going to say her complete name, but her name was Laura. And so her and another one of her classmates like actually joined tables together and laid down on the tables in class. And I'm pretty laid back as to what position my students watch my class in. So if a student wants to like put some tables together, lay down on them, be comfortable, and pay attention to my lecture that way, sure, I'll play along, no problem. But when they fell asleep, of course, I had to wake them up. One of them just kind of woke up, and the other one did that thing that I just said, which Mao is now making me sound like a liar. Great, awesome. I like this gauntlet. It looks awesome. I'm happy with it. Nice, nice. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this gauntlet. Well, thank you, Mao, for saying you remember now, but I think the damage is done. I think people don't believe us anymore. In just one broadcast, you've ruined my entire credibility. I am now a failure, a pariah. Such is the end of my career. Well, at least I have Pixie, who is now gone back to sleep. See the swooshing tail? Yeah, she's like a permanently annoyed cat. Hey, Raijin, come here. Let me introduce you to the chat room. Come on. Raijin. Okay, I'll just show him to you. Over there, that big orange cat is Raijin. Raijin. He's a ginger cat. He's huge. And he's very nervous. Oh, you're welcome here. I mean, you don't fit much, but... Oh, here he comes. Okay, great. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come into the webcam range. Come on, Raijin. This is humiliating. Come on. Oh, you're right next to the microphone and you're meowing into it. Okay. Well, he just decided to lay down there. Raijin is a very nervous little kitty, which is funny because he's also the largest cat in the house. So it's kind of weird that he's so nervous when he is the hugest, like the biggest cat in the house. He is strong even, like he is muscular. I like to joke and say that Raijin looks like a table. Because he's not just like big, he's kind of thick, and he has like a broad back, like his paws are like set wide apart and all that. So it's kind of funny that he's the most nervous, scaredy cat in the house because he is like a big buff cat that could kick ass if he wanted to, but he just decides to be a nervous little kitty. It's kind of cute, really. So yeah, among the many nicknames I have for him, I call him the table cat because he's a cat that looks like a table. He's just that thick. Okay. So I'm thinking about like how we can improve this live broadcast, and I was thinking, you know, like I was talking earlier to you know, asking Mao and stuff like that, if maybe you guys would be interested in me occasionally having guests on. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that would be a good idea? Or you just want me and the cat exclusively? I understand if you just want, like... No, there's a lot of O to go around. Okay. So, wow. Okay. Come on, chat room. Give me a new question. Give me something to talk about. We still got a half an hour here. So give me something to talk about for this half hour. Or at least for a minute until I ask you for a next topic. Come on. Give me a topic. Well, let's wait. Am I saving or not? I should save. Okay. Oh, it's saved. Okay. So I see that Mao says that he would love to be a guest, maybe with some other students. Can't really think of what other student I could have here as a guest. I mean, I'm sure you have friends, but I'm thinking more about like why did I not move the window of the yes because I forgot would be the question. Like, why did I not move from the Ranger over to the Ninja? The answer to that question would be I forgot. Now we're back. Okay. What's the funniest thing I remember from your semester? Wow, I think that one is very difficult to top. Like, we're talking about a student that falls asleep, and when she gets woken up by the teacher, she yells at the teacher, rolls over, and goes back to sleep. Man, that's pretty difficult to top. I mean, admittedly, you did have some pretty, let's say, picturesque classmates that sometimes made comments that were very funny. But that one is pretty hard to top, really. Like, and as far as being a teacher goes, that is one of those stories that I'll probably be telling for a while, because it is one of my funniest teacher stories. You know, I mean, just think about it. It's insane. And she will always remain one of my favorite students just because of that. Like, a student that made me laugh so hard and gave me such a good story to tell. I will never forget that student. She'll always be one of my favorites. I'm pretty sure she is not watching or listening this broadcast. But if you ever do, Laura, I love you. You've given me such a good memory and such a good laugh. Okay, I see two questions. How can I do response answers and draw at the same time? I don't know. It's not that difficult, really. I mean, I draw a little bit slower, granted, and I talk a little bit less gracefully. So, you know, normally I consider myself a pretty gracious speaker. So, you know, I talk a little less gracefully when I'm doing this, and I draw a little bit slower, and that's about it. And it's not really that much of a big deal. This is actually what makes me think maybe I could try doing Let's Plays, because apparently I can do this stuff and talk at the same time, which apparently is a skill. I see another question from Yodel asking if maybe I have a story that isn't totally made up. Or there was this one time I told a story to my chat room and the chat room didn't believe me. And then I asked a student that was in the chat room, a former student that was in the chat room, for confirmation, and he denied it. So, yeah, there was that one time. But who knows? Maybe I'm making that up too. Maybe you guys Maybe I made up you guys. Huh? Stop to think about that. Maybe you guys are just figments of my imagination. Oddly enough, in Planescape, there was a faction that was all about that. I think it was called the Sign of One or something like that. And it was this faction of people in Planescape, the role-playing game, by the way, a D&D role-playing game setting, that believed that the entire universe and everything was just the imagination of one being. But they didn't know who it was. So it could be you, it could be me, it could be any of them. So basically, they would join this faction thinking that the entire world and universe was just a figment of their imagination, but they would be willing to accept the possibility that maybe, just maybe, it was the imagination of somebody else. And I always thought that faction was awesome. Like, yep, the entire universe is either imagined by me or by somebody else, but it's definitely imagined. So they were actually a very respectful faction. You know, they sound like a bunch of egomaniacs, and they were not. They were a very respectful faction because they were always very mindful of the possibility that maybe the universe was your dream and not theirs. Yeah, so I always thought that was fascinating, and I always thought it was fascinating that they were like such respectful people because they were willing to consider the possibility that maybe it was you and not them. I always thought that was pretty cool. By the way, if anybody here is interested in role-playing games at all, I highly recommend Planescape. It is the best role-playing game experience I have ever had in my life. And if you're into computer role-playing games, Planescape Torment is a game by Black Isle, I think, were the developers of Planescape Torment. And you can still get it. You can get it on Good Old Games. It costs very little. I haven't bought it because I have the discs. I can't install them anymore. But, you know, I always plan to buy it and never do, because I really want to replay that game. But if you want to try a good classic computer role-playing game, Planescape Torment easily has one of the best stories. It's not a good action game, I will say that. It's not a good action game. So if you're in it for the fight and the battles and stuff, I do not recommend Planescape Torment. But if you're in it for the story and the kind of feel of it and the setting and all that kind of stuff, there are few games as good as Planescape Torment. You're always going to find it on let me ban that guy. You're always going to find Planescape Torment on those top 10 lists and all that kind of stuff. And it's for good reason. Planescape Torment is one of the best games of all time. So yeah, that's me promoting a very old game. Yes, and it is in that same style. It is in the same style of Fallout 2. In the chat room, Yolo is saying that Planescape Torment was made by Black Isles that also did Fallout 2. It's a game very much in the style of Fallout 2 and the old Baldur's Gate. Except Planescape Torment is very narrative heavy and not exactly the best action game there is. These are old games anyway, so they're clunky and definitely not. I mean, they've aged well, but their age does show. So if you have no patience for old games, I would definitely not recommend it. But if you want a good role-playing game story and a very weird and different setting, Planescape Torment is definitely the game for you, especially because of the setting. I assure you, when you play it, you've never seen a world like the world that Planescape has. So, it was crazy. It was insane. Yodel says that some parts of the team went to Troika and did Arcanum, which is one of his favorite games. I've never played Arcanum. I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it on Steam. Never played it, though. Do I even have it? I think I might even have it. Now I'm going to check on my Steam account to see if I have it. And if I do, I'm definitely... No, I don't have Arcanum. I have a similar name. I have Magica. Which, okay, I'll admit, it doesn't sound similar, but you can see how if I have a game called Magica in my library and there's a game called Arcanum, I could get them confused. I mean, you can see that. Please see that. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, look! From the creators of Little Inferno, Human Resource Machine. Little Inferno was a weird game. It was really, really weird. And if anybody here has ever thought about playing Little Inferno, it's a very weird game because it's a game that starts out like a sort of chimney simulator where you just put in stuff to burn. And after a certain part of the game, when you reach a certain part of the game, it just kind of turns around and becomes something entirely different. It's very short, though. So, okay, wait, where's the lasso here? Here we go. Okay, we definitely need to get used to... There we go. Okay. So I opened Steam. I was gonna check and see if I had Arcanum, which I don't. I have Magica, but now I can't close it because it decided that it wanted to update something, and I don't want to interrupt. It's updating Metal Gear Solid 5. A game that I have enjoyed a lot. Although I wish I had more time to play it, but hey, life. That's life. Okay, now we can close Steam. Moving on. Okay, so there's about 10-15 minutes left on this broadcast. So, come on, people. Ask me a question, give me something to talk about for these 15 minutes. love this pencil tool from Manga Studio. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Okay, Volta says, I love tech. Watched on a tablet on the train, walked home listening to the phone, and now on the PC. Yeah, we do live in a pretty awesome age, don't we? It's only gonna get better. Did you guys see that announcement that Tesla actually just kind of updated their car software, and suddenly all the Tesla cars that were bought in the last year have now autopilot capabilities? That's just awesome. I love it. Yeah. Now, suddenly, if you have a Tesla car and you bought it within the last year, your car, under certain circumstances, can drive itself. I love it. I think it's... I can't wait for these things. Like, I can hardly wait for self-driving cars. I know driving is a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'll be able to drive if you want to under certain circumstances. But inside cities and populated areas, you know what? We should let computers do the driving. They're better at it. Now let's just let them do the driving. And yeah, so, okay. But we do have a question in the chat room, and it's actually a pretty fun question. Okay, Yodel asks, if you could make a copy of your mind and put it in a computer, would you? Bear in mind, no proper robot body really exists at this point. Actually, the answer to that question is fairly simple, but it's it depends kind of answer. And what it depends on is what state is my body in. Like, if we're talking about that I'm sick and my body is frail and I'm dying anyway, yeah, I'd put it in. You know, if I'm going to put my brain in a computer, that means my consciousness will get to live forever until a proper robot body exists. But if I'm healthy, like if I'm as I am right now, no. No. Why would I do that? No. And I will die eventually. I am aware. I am aware of this. Thank you, morbid fatalist Yodel, for reminding me of my own mortality. No, I'm aware that I'm gonna die. So yeah, if I'm dying, if I'm sick, dying, or whatever, yeah, sure. Put my brain in a computer, and eventually technology will catch up, and I will rise again. But until then, I'm healthy right now, so no, without any robot body, without any proper robot body to go with it, no, I would not. Now, on the other hand, if there was a proper robot body that I could have my brain transferred to, I would definitely do that. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Chappie. It wasn't very good, sadly. It was not very good. It was not as good as I expected it to be. But, you know, it was okay. I watched it. I'm not sorry I watched it. But I loved the ending. This whole idea of being able to transfer consciousness. And I'm sorry if that's spoilers. The movie's old. It's a couple of years old, so if you didn't watch it by now, it's your fault, not mine. But yeah, I just love this whole idea of being able to transfer consciousness. So yeah, you know, if right now there was a robot body that was superior to the human body, I would, yeah, sure, transfer that shit. Who wants to be a weak little human anyway? Okay. Milo asks, what would I do if I were the opposite sex for a day? Dude, I'd just do what I do anyway. You know, just draw all day and that's it. You know, it's, I don't really see why I would do anything any different. You know, just go about my day. You know, I'm pretty sure it would give me perspective and all that kind of stuff and awesome. But if it's just a day, like, okay, you know, just kind of... I would, however, make sure that during that day I have an orgasm. Because, hey, you know, you have to know what it's like. See if it's any different. Like, because nobody really knows. Like, everybody says that they're different. The female and the male orgasm, everybody says that they're different. But nobody really knows. Like, because nobody can know. So I would do that, and then when I'm back in my male body, I would spread the word and tell people. Nobody would believe me, and I'd just get labeled crazy, and, you know, my life would be ruined. But in all honesty, like, okay, you know, taking the question seriously, I probably wouldn't do anything different. You know, just kind of do my normal day. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we are coming close to an end here. And tomorrow we'll be here again at 9 a.m. -5 Greenwich Meridian time. In about 2 weeks, we'll finally be able to broadcast at night as well. Or at least at my night as well. For those of you in either in the Western Hemisphere that want to watch the show at night and can't during the day, or for those of you in Europe and other countries that want to watch during the day and can't do it. So yeah, that's gonna happen next week. So stay tuned for that. Chappie is 6 months. Holy shit! Chappie is just 6 months old. Man, time flies. We're at that part of the year where you like kind of lose vision of what happened this year. You know, we're at that point of the year. Like, don't like, you guys have to agree with me. We're at that point of the year where you think of stuff that was at the beginning of the year and you feel as if it was last year. So again, I'm sorry if I spoiled Chappie for anybody. It's not very good anyway. You know, it's not an awesome movie. It's all right. So if I spoiled it for you, at least I didn't spoil like the most amazing movie ever. Like, it's not like I told you like Darth Vader is Luke's father or something like that. You know, I just kind of spoiled a very mediocre movie, which was apparently ruined by Ninja from Die Artward. But I do like Jolandi though. I think she's sexy. So, yeah, there is that. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, okay, we are coming to an end here. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., I will continue drawing this image. I'm not going to be drawing the ninja, though. Tomorrow, I will be drawing the necromancer. It's going to be an interesting draw because he's filled with skeletons and stuff like that. And as soon as I'm done with him, I'll start drawing... Actually, not the dragon, the scenery. I'll be drawing the scenery. And finally the dragon. So... Now, I do hope that you're all planning your properly your Star Wars parties for December. Like, we can't let this new movie come without a proper Star Wars party. So I hope you're all planning them properly. If not, well, you're still on time to plan your Star Wars parties. I am definitely going to have a super incredible Star Wars marathon before the new movie comes out. It's probably going to include all the movies and it's just going to include all the movies because unfortunately the animated series was dumped as a canon. So there's no real reason to watch the animated series as much as I loved it. I loved both the animated series that they made. I love the Clone Wars, the 3D Clone Wars. I think I loved Ahsoka Tano. I thought she was amazing. I loved her character. And I loved again the Tartakovsky series. I thought that was brilliant. Unfortunately, both canons have been tossed. So that's that. How about Back to the Future Day on Wednesday? I don't know. I'm like, I love Back to the Future. I'm a big fan of it. I loved watching it and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm good. I'm good. You know, I don't really need to rewatch it right now. I've seen them. I'm good. So I think I'm really just gonna let that pass. Especially because the internet is getting to the point where it's annoying with the damn movie. Like, people doing their Back to the Future jokes in comics and stuff like that. It's like, yes, we get it. You like something retro. Especially since most of the people that are, like, going crazy about Back to the Future... Well, not most of them, but a lot of the people that I've seen going crazy about Back to the Future are people that are not even old enough to have seen it when it came out. So it's like, yes, okay, we get it. You like retro, good for you. I love the movies. They're awesome. They're great. I'm a huge Michael J. Fox fan. Love the guy. Brilliant person. And I love what they've been doing with the movie. I love that, I think it's Zemeckis, the director, that he, like, owns the rights to the movie, and he said that he would not make a sequel. That he would not remake it. I love that. I love the fact that he said that. I'm not sure if I mistook the name though, but I think it's Zemeckis. But yeah, the guy that basically owns the rights to the movie said that there was no way in hell that he would remake the movie, and I am so happy for that. Like, yes, don't remake this movie. We do not need a remake of Back to the Future. Leave it where it is. It's good there. It's funny to say that Back to the Future is better in the past, but yes, let's leave it there in the past where it's good. So I'm very happy that they're not remaking it. Yodel says that we have 2 days to get flying cards, flying skateboards, and produce 15 Jaws movies. Well, have you seen how those Asylum people produce those those Mega Shark and Sharktopus and Sharknado and all those things? They could do 15 Sharks movies in 2 days. Easy. It's not a problem for them. Just pay them enough money and I'm sure they'll get it done in 2 days and they'll have time left over. Those guys make movies... I don't know, you have to admire their skill, in a way. They found something that works for them, I guess. Anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts on Back to the Future. I kind of like it where it is. Well, wait. If you're going to quote me on that, you should add to the quote that I was referencing the people that make the Sharknado movies and Sharktopus and Mega Shark and all those movies. Those people fucking love sharks, and they make those movies like they're nothing. So, yes, I think they could make it. So yeah, specify that in my quote. And then I will die by that quote. You can put it on my tombstone. Yeah, you can also quote me on saying that I don't think Asylum movies are good, but I think those aren't exactly the Asylum people. I think those are like sci-fi movies. I don't know, but the people that make these Sharknadoes and Mega Shark and all those movies are not good, but you do have to admire their rhythm. You know, you have to admire their pace at which they make these movies. Hey, if it works for them. So, yeah, you can quote me on that. Okay, we're going a little bit extra on the broadcast because I'm trying to finish this ninja. So as soon as I'm done with the ninja, we'll be done with the broadcast. So it goes a little bit extra, you know. It happens. I've also what the heck? I've also been exporting these videos to YouTube. So in case anybody got here late and wants to watch me pretty much do the same thing I'm doing right now for 3 hours straight, or maybe you just want the company or something like that, you can check me out on YouTube. My name there is Obsidian Abnormal. And you can check me out on YouTube and watch the complete video of this there. There we go. Now that foot looks a lot more logical. But it's thick. Wow, is that a thick foot? Okay, let's fix that. Now there's something I never thought I would say. Wow, that is a thick foot. Yeah, it's not a phrase you say every day. Man, do we get spam? I'm kind of feeling even flattered by all the spam that we get. Okay, actually, I'm gonna stop the broadcast here because this second leg, it's not looking right to me. So I'm gonna have to fix this leg. The leg I haven't drawn yet. So I'm gonna want to fix it. So I'm gonna experiment with it a little bit and see what I can do. So it is 11:40 now. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Wait, I do want to fix this. Sorry, I know I've been saying goodbye for a while now, but I want something different on this. Let's see. I want something different here. Let's see if we can get something different here. There we go. Nice scale kind of thing here. Shit, now I don't like it. Let's see how far I can go with undo. Okay. Great. Gotta love the undo in Manga Studio. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna leave that leg unfinished for today. Am I saving? Okay, I'm saving. I'm gonna leave that leg unfinished for today, and tomorrow, by the time we get back to the broadcast, you will see the finished leg. I'll show you what we did today. No, don't want that. Okay. So we worked on this ninja. Let's put him here. Wait. We worked on this ninja, and we worked on this ranger. The ninja is going to be legless there for a minute, but yeah, we worked on these two characters. And that was today's work. So, as always, thank you everybody for... Let me put the screen right there. Don't worry about it, Mal. Okay, so anyway, thank you everybody for watching. That has been enough for today. I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. if you want to hang out. Answer all your questions, draw for a little while. Thank you for watching. This has been the Ministry of Abnormality Twitch live broadcast. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out wherever you want. Thanks for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Now let's do the weird thing so I know when I can cut the broadcast. And look, it's a little ninja. There we go. Now we wait. Shit, the broadcast is frozen. Okay, now I'm gonna have to... Oh, crap. Okay. So let's reload that page. And now we wait for it to reload. And... Okay, now how do I know? I'll just wave goodbye. And after I've waved goodbye, I wait.